Welcome to Art Is. Today we're going to take you back on the road to Monroeville, Alabama to uncover all the creative talents that can be found in this special southern town. Then we will head northeast on Interstate 20 to Atlanta to experience the folk lovers' paradise, Folkfest. Monroeville, the literary capital of Alabama, is a fertile ground for supporting and nurturing creative talent. One of the things you may have read or heard about Monroeville is the play based on Harper Lee's book To Kill a Mockingbird, directed by McCoy.
Well, I came to Monroeville in 1990, and I was hired as the museum director in 1991. And before I knew it, I had a play on my hands. No one had done To Kill a Mockingbird in this town, and I felt it was important to do it, and I had several folks from the town that wanted me to do it, and I guess we took a gamble and decided to form a group, the Mockingbird Players, and put the play on. I think that, to me, the first time we did it was very exciting. It was also a little scary because we didn't know how the town would react to this play. You know, when it was published, the book, there was controversy here in the town. Some folks were not happy that their town was put under a microscope, and maybe not in the most favorable light at times. So when I put the play on the first time in a very, very cold day in November, we were worried about the reaction. But you know, and we walked down the court aisle and we came up on our stage in the courtroom, we had a standing ovation, and we knew then that it was going to be all right. So this play is different. It's not like I'd say, I don't want to use the word normal, but a professional play where you go, you see the play, and you leave. This play, the audience stays. They stay and mingle with the cast. They want to talk to them. One in particular, the man who plays Tom Robinson, is Charlie McCoy. And Charlie is a county commissioner, he's a school teacher, he's a farmer, he's a father. He's a man who's traveled all over the United States and parts of this world. And he has to literally go back to 1935 to achieve his character. And it's very difficult for him. And he starts about an hour before the production. He just starts thinking of 1935 and what his father told him and his uncles. And he lets himself go back to that time period. And that is what you have to do, because it was, especially for the black actors and actresses, it was a very, very different time for them. And they have to kind of withdraw into themselves and bring those other feelings out. So yes, I encourage that. I think there has. I came here in 1991. The courthouse was not in restoration yet, and it literally sagged on the square, to quote Nell Lee. The square was not kept up. There were vacant stores. You know, it was almost kind of a lack of pride. And then as time went on and the play was built more and more up, and more and more folks were involved in the play and in the museum, the city started taking a little notice of the square, and the county had already taken notice of the square. The garden club became involved, thank goodness. I mean, this is a group of dedicated, wonderful, hardworking women. So all of these factors combined, we started seeing the town spruced up and things happening, and then the murals came. We started the murals and the more art shows, and the play became bigger, and the college took off with more art and music. Great music director David Ayers came into play, and Susan Brown was really pushing the art. So you saw these. Everyone's starting to become more involved, the teenagers, the college students, the shopkeepers, the city, the county, and of course the museum became bigger and bigger. And now, 9 years later, I look back and I'm amazed. You know, I think we've really accomplished a lot here in 9 years. I really do.
When we return on Art Is, we will introduce you to several artists who have enjoyed the creative freedom of Monroeville.
For the new millennium, there must be a new means of communication which brings us together, which shows us what we are and what we can be. Southern Cities magazine is about the culture of the South. Southern Cities is about Mobile and the Gulf Coast region. Interviews, commentary, insight, and analysis from arts to politics. It will change your conversation. It will make a difference in how you see your world. It will make you think. To order a year of Southern Cities for only $15, call 334-476-0324. Woven Treasures is the finest Oriental rug store in the Southeast, with over 3,000 finely hand-woven collectible antique Persian, European, and decorative Oriental rugs on display. Remember, at Woven Treasures, you will receive the best service, such as professional repair and cleaning, a certificate of authenticity, and appraisal for your insurance purposes with replacement value. Woven Treasures in the Loop at 1858 Airport Boulevard in Mobile.
Under the oaks in Old Spring Hill at Holiday Incorporated, you'll find finery for all ages, infants, children, preteens, and ladies. For special occasions, bridesmaids, mother of the bride, flower girls, and ring bearers. The Holiday also carries sportswear and accessories for any occasion. Come by and experience for yourself the friendly personnel and surprisingly affordable prices at Holiday Incorporated at 4513 Old Shell Road.
When natural gas is on, it's on. When it's off, it's off. When it's dinner time in your home, wouldn't you really rather have the precise cooking control of natural gas on your side? Choose natural gas cooking when you're serious about dinner. Mobile chefs do. Clean burning natural gas, still South Alabama's best energy value. From Mobile Gas and Energy South Company.
Why the why?
For a healthy body for a lifetime.
Why the why?
For fun and fitness for the kids.
Why the why?
For personal attention with programs that fit your lifestyle.
With 5 locations, low monthly membership fees, summer day camp, brand new and renovated facilities, why not the why?
Call now for YMCA enrollment at one of our convenient 5 locations.
The Tutwiler, a Wyndham Grand Heritage Hotel, invites you to step back in time with their Ancient Egypt Weekend Package for $124, which includes deluxe accommodations for one evening, 2 tickets to the Searching for Ancient Egypt exhibition at the Birmingham Museum of Art, and complimentary breakfast. Searching for Ancient Egypt offers a view of Egyptian culture with 130 priceless artifacts. For information, call 205-322-2100. Experience for yourself the right way, the Wyndham way.
Murder in the Opera House. Love turns to tragedy as the innocent Lucia is forced to marry her evil brother's political ally. If the Jerry Springer show was set to music, it would be Lucia de Lammermoor. Sung in Italian with English supertitles, Mobile Opera presents Lucia de Lammermoor on October 21st and 23rd at the Mobile Civic Center Theater. Call Mobile Opera today for tickets to Lucia de Lammermoor. It's more than music. It's Mobile Opera.
As you arrive on the square of downtown Monroeville, the first thing you will see is a mural designed by artist Bill Harrison, depicting a scene from the book To Kill a Mockingbird. With the help of local artistic volunteers, Bill was able to create this colorful landmark.
Here in Monroeville, it was wonderful. We had a lot of the local people came by, and some of them worked on it, and we had a large number of students. And I just love that. I mean, part of doing murals is you like the attention, and I think that that's been a lot of fun.
As a result of working on Bill's mural, local art students began their own mural projects to improve the community's exposure to public art.
Well, first there was a mural we did down at the park. There was graffiti and stuff all over the wall, so I got pulled into it by Jill Kirkland. Pulled me into it, and then we painted a mural on top of it to cover it up. And then at the same time, I got asked to do one in my old high school. This was the summer after I graduated. And then picked it up from Bill Harrison out of Gulf Shores, working through Susan Brown on a mural here in town. The freedom, it's unreal, the freedom you get around here. People come up and they say, well, we want a mural of this, and they just let you open up and do your own ideas. They have no input, they just completely trust it. And so having that freedom is probably the biggest advantage.
Monroeville has a variety of artists who work in a wide range of mediums.
Right now, I have a friend in Greenville, Alabama, and we're experimenting and trying a new process where we're combining her pottery and my stained glass. and her pottery is similar to it looks similar to the Majolica, and she paints with an influence of Monet and Picasso. And I'm trying to tie it all together with glass and fusing the glass or bending it into molds that I'm doing up. Just trying to create something that's fun to do and get away from, for myself, get away from doing windows and projects like that, flat glass. There are a lot of artists in Alabama, and it's just finding them, because a lot of them just seem to be scattered everywhere and aren't highly visible. And it's only when you start searching for them that you do find there's a lot of them out there. And I've been fortunate to have found quite a few of them, and that's how Cynthia and I linked up in Greenville by going to the Art Society up there. I met her. It's just worked out beautifully.
In the 18th and early 19th century, it was very common to find elegant ladies spending their days painting rural scenes or flowers on fine china. Marsha Reeves keeps this form of art alive with her innate gift of painting lifelike portraits on china.
My favorite thing to paint is children's portraits, and I especially love to do little girls, Victorian little girls. I have a library full of books, calendars, just all kinds of things. And then I also paint children that I know, that I've taken photographs of, or their parents have brought, photographs to me, and then I will copy the photograph. It's funny, I'm not really very good at drawing, but I can paint them. I know that doesn't make a lot of sense to a lot of people, but I can see the shadows and the places where you need to put the paint to make a very good likeness of someone. But if I had to just take a pencil and draw that person, you could forget it. And so it's just been, a love affair with porcelain all of these years. I don't take lessons anymore, but I've been painting on porcelain now for about 17 years.
We have all had the opportunity to take an ordinary number 2 pencil and draw the likeness of a person or object, but very few of us have the ability to really make the image happen. Sandra Standridge finds her source of inspiration from her desire to capture the essence of a subject's personality.
What makes me most happy is when I do a portrait that somebody loves. I've done portraits of people who have died, and I will give those portraits to the people, and they will sit there and cry. And it just, they love it so much that the emotion just comes through. I work to where I can draw some emotion from the viewer. I like to reach in to the subject, no matter who it is, little child, older person, whatever. I mean, I do animals too. But I like to show some kind of personality, because we're all given different personalities. And just showing that through a portrait, just capturing that. Like I say, we all have different personalities, and if I can just show it, that makes me happy.
When you drive down the old deserted back roads of the South, you can't help but hear the sound of the blues. Jerry Daniels believes the blues reach far beyond the boundaries of North and South, but into the heart of a lonely man feeling the blues.
As I said, I've loved playing music, and I really enjoy doing it. And I've done it for years, just kind of back porch picking, just kind of doing it just for fun and all that kind of stuff. And I've always felt like in the back of my mind, it's always what I really wanted to do. And talk to folks who were making some money, being able to sell their CDs through the trunk of the car, as we say, out of the trunk of their car. And so I just... I got with some folks, and of course I just basically did one of my sets, one of those musical sets that I normally do anyway. Blues music is about a good man feeling bad, and there's not a whole lot of love songs in blues. This is one that I wrote, and I think that that it says a lot, I guess, about blues music anyway, about relationships, which is what blues music is all about, is the relationships that you have. And this is called I Need You Here.
many times must I lay these burdens down? Every time you leave me, I know you'll be back around. I try so hard, baby, to live my life right, but you just stay out, running around at night. You know I'd give up trying on a half-hearted affair, but I need you, I need you, I need you here. It's a shame how you hurt me so, but every time I leave you, you know I got nowhere to go. Someday, baby, you're gonna live to see how mean old ways can change your ability. Well, you know I give up trying on this half-hearted affair, but I need you, I need you, I need you here.
Phenomenal. I'm real surprised at how supportive people are, how people are drawn to this music. Not just young people, which I expected, college students, things like that, to be drawn to it, but some of the older people as well. In fact, a lot of the CDs that I'm selling, especially in Monroe County, where I'm at, are to just any kind of person, almost the whole spectrum of people.
If you would like to learn more about the special events taking place in Monroeville, you can check out their website at monroefrontiernet.net or call 334-743-2879. Next on Art Is, you'll meet the creator of Folkfest. Art lovers and artists are invited to participate in the 1999 Business in the Arts Competition, Show, and Sale on October 21st, presented by the Mobile Area Chamber of Commerce and ACO Employment and Information Services. The event will be held in conjunction with the Chamber's Business After Hours at Magnolia Manor, located at 1624 Spring Hill Avenue, beginning at 5:30 p.m. For more information, contact Catherine Cleverdon at 431-8606.
When it suddenly occurs to you that you need to make a call, only Bell South Mobility works when and where you need it.
Podowitz. Mr. Hanson?
Is that Hanson?
I need to talk to Hanson. Mr. Hanson, can you hold on, please?
Bell South Mobility. Life's calling. Why wait?
Summer day camp, brand new and renovated facilities. Why not the Y?
Call now for YMCA enrollment at one of our convenient 5 locations.
Under the Oaks in Old Spring Hill at the Holiday Place, you'll find a charming shopping village with a variety of specialty shops. Holiday Incorporated has finery for all ages, infants, children, preteens, and ladies. For special occasions, bridesmaids, mother of the bride, flower girls, and ring bearers. Holiday also carries sportswear, swimwear, and accessories for any occasion. The Pavilion has a wide selection of pewterware, delicate crystal, fine china, and exquisite gifts for the home. Come by and experience for yourself the friendly personnel and surprisingly affordable prices at Holiday Place at 4513 Old Shell Road.
Mini-Maids, Mobile's original team cleaning service, has dedicated professionals who have been with them over 15 years. Professionals experienced in effective and efficient methods of cleaning your home. You can trust Mini-Maids to do the kind of job you'd do yourself if you just had the time. Mini-Maids offers weekly, monthly, or special occasion cleaning packages at a price you can afford. So for hassle-free housekeeping, call Mini-Maids of Mobile at 343-0044.
The Tutwiler, a Wyndham Grand Heritage Hotel, invites you to step back in time with their Ancient Egypt Weekend package for $124, which includes deluxe accommodations for one evening, 2 tickets to the Searching for Ancient Egypt exhibition at the Birmingham Museum of Art, and complimentary breakfast. Searching for Ancient Egypt offers a view of Egyptian culture with 130 priceless artifacts. For information, call 205-322-2100. Experience for yourself the right way, the Wyndham way.
Murder in the Opera House. Love turns to tragedy as the innocent Lucia is forced to marry her evil brother's political ally. If the Jerry Springer show was set to music, it would be Lucia de Lammermoor. Sung in Italian with English super titles, Mobile Opera presents Lucia de Lammermoor on October 21st and 23rd at the Mobile Civic Center Theater. Call Mobile Opera today for tickets to Lucia de Lammermoor. It's more than music. It's Mobile Opera.
It's amazing how one man's dream of making folk art available to the world has turned into a fantastic folk festival with over 80 galleries and the works of numerous masters and recently discovered folk artists.
Well, Folkfest was started because me and my wife started collecting Southern folk pottery, and I discovered it on a selling trip. I used to work for a book company, and I was selling books in North Georgia, and I stopped in a little soda shop where they still sell homemade root beer floats and cinnamon toothpicks, and on the walls they had these beautiful, well, they're really ugly face jugs, but they were beautiful to me, and I fell in love with folk pottery right then and there. And the gentleman at the soda shop that made the drinks told me that these were made by a local guy named Lanier Metters, and he lived just a rock throw away from there. And this whole time, I thought I really knew everywhere in the Southeast. I thought I knew the best barbecue place. I thought I knew the best music, the best swimming holes, hiking trails. So I thought I really knew what the South had to offer. But when I saw the folk pottery, I really discovered a whole new part of the South that I didn't realize was there. And that's Southern folk culture, a visual art that's only produced here in the Southeast. And I became passionate about collecting it, and started traveling the country looking for Southern folk pottery, which led me into Southern folk art and folk art in general. And now we're starting to get into anonymous folk art, outsider folk art, African American decorative arts, and the whole genre of folk art. But what happened was there was a show in New York that we wanted to participate, and they told me they didn't allow folk pots or folk pottery into the show, and I was very upset that they didn't include that as part of their folk art show. So I said, we'll do our own show, and that's how Folkfest became such a big show. We're inclusive. We're trying to include Southern folk pottery with folk art, African American decorative arts, story quilts, anonymous folk art, prison art, every kind of folk art that's by self-taught, untrained, unschooled artists that's out there. We're trying to take what America has that's a kind of a dying culture, generation of artists that grew up before television and mass media, who grow in their individual and environmental, like regional areas to get their inspiration to do their art. Some are religiously inspired, some are just economically inspired to create art, some are just trying to fix up their own environment, their house, their garden. And what's happened is collectors like me and these dealers, and now it seems like everybody, are seeking them out. They never sought us out to sell their art. As a matter of fact, a lot of them don't consider what they do art. Even those Lanier Metter face jugs that I mentioned earlier, We're always selling for $10, $20 when he was first making them. Now, they bring as much as $4,000 because there are collectors out there who are truly interested in this kind of work. And so what we've done here is we found that there are other people collecting folk art, and we're not the only crazy collectors out there, and that's what's great about the show. We have galleries representing almost every state in the Union. They're coming from as far as Washington State. We have some coming from Canada, Mexico. So what you're seeing is Atlanta becoming the hub, the focal point for folk art. And it's the only show of its kind in the country that is inclusive and allows all folk art to be represented. The dealers are out searching for these untrained, unschooled artists. They're bringing them to Folkfest for the first time. They're also bringing along masters such as Bill Traylors, William Dawson's, Mose Tolliver, Jimmy Lee Sons, along with the new discoveries. So you have what we call recognized masters in the field with new discoveries. You have Southern folk pottery along with old 1800 African American story quilts. Everything's here that a collector of the folk art world would enjoy.
Anyone who enjoys art should come to Folkfest to see something a little different. We're dealing with a lot of the artists here are untrained or in some ways eccentric. I myself am trained, but my work is both visionary and colorful, and I fit in pretty well. But anyone who likes art should come and see this because it is a little different. I think it's becoming a little more accessible to the public. For the first few years, the prices actually were often way out of range, and I think the show is getting more to the level that people can actually afford the work, which I see as a positive sign. But you see very famous folk artists here, people of the nature of Howard Finster, who is present today over in a nearby booth signing both his posters, calendars, and whatever other work he has. You have different other artists here that show in various booths, as well as dealers from all over the country. So it's a very nice show.
I love to come to Folkfest because I love the association with all the other artists, the dealers. I love the exposure I get. It's just a great atmosphere to be in, and it's my whole world. I love it.
For more information on Folkfest, call 770-932-1000. Artists would like to give a special thanks to the Monroeville Chamber of Commerce and Folkfest for all their help in making the show a reality. Accommodations for this show were provided by the Days Inn, located in the heart of Monroeville, with spacious rooms designed to make any business trip or vacation a relaxing experience. For reservations, call 1-800-DAYS-INN. The Clubhouse Inn, located in Norcross, Georgia, right outside of Atlanta, provided accommodations for shooting Folkfest. The Clubhouse Inn offers rooms and suites with free full breakfast buffet and meeting facilities. For reservation information, call 1-800-CLUB-INN. We hope you enjoyed our journey into the ever-changing world